Today on our coffee break, we're going to talk about AOL, Yahoo, and Verizon's scary new privacy policy. Grab your coffee. We'll be right back. All right, so whenever Congress passes a really late in the day bill, maybe a bill on a holiday, you always want to look at what's in there. Well, late Friday, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on Friday, well, that's actually when this article was released. It was late Friday. Oath, if you remember Oath, it's a very ominous name for this company. Oath is a company that is when Verizon bought out Yahoo, AOL, it combined Yahoo, AOL, Verizon, kind of email type services under one brand called Oath. Very scary name for a company who's been hacked that many times. And we're talking about you, Yahoo. Why did Verizon even want Yahoo? Why did they even want Yahoo? Well, I can only think of one major reason a company might want to buy another company that's been hacked so many times and so widespread and so much controversy. It's two reasons: data and patents. Now, I have a very little watched tinfoil hat time because of how old it is. I think it was like somewhere like my third or fourth one maybe. And that tinfoil hat time looked at Yahoo's scary new advertising patent, which looked a whole lot like Minority Report. Not that it scanned your eyes, but rather that it would feed you advertising based upon where you are. It would utilize a variety of different geolocation sensors, maybe Bluetooth data, maybe Wi-Fi tower data, maybe just random location data from random sources. So that's kind of the situation that they released this right before one of their hacks. And what the thing would basically do is envision you're driving down the road and there's a billboard around the turn, but they'll put up a little, basically the billboard company would put up a little Wi-Fi tower right there, kind of not too much like an IMSI catcher. And then it would spot your geolocation data, spot you're coming around the corner, and then show a relevant ad based on, of course, on all the advertising profile they have on you, your geolocation, you're approaching the billboard, and now they change the advertising on the billboard. I mean, what's better than a big old billboard up there? Well, a big old billboard that changes based upon the data, the privacy data of a person rounding the bend. And the biggest challenge is I can't say, opt out of all this. Well, not easily. You can. You can. But this company, when AOL and Yahoo were put together under Verizon, so everybody who's using Verizon, AOL, or Yahoo emails have been rolled out a new privacy policy. And if you're like the average person, you're just like, yeah, whatever, click. Don't do that. This privacy policy is quite frightening. So they unified all these together. I'm going to read the article from CNET here. It's finally unifying the privacy policy of its two giant legacy internet brands. That means an updated set of privacy terms and policies for hundreds of millions of users. In an online world where privacy expectations have been radically reshaped in light of Facebook's Cambridge Analytica mess, it's more important than ever to read the fine print on those splash screens. Now that raises a fascinating question because some reports have come out and said 1 in 10 Facebook users have deleted their accounts. Other reports have said, yeah, pretty much nobody's leaving Facebook. I've seen both reports. Not sure which one's right. If at all. I mean, I know I left. And I've never been a heavy user anyway. But, I was keeping around. Oh, there's some people. I had that old excuse. I had some people I want to keep in contact with. You know what? Very simple. I put out a note. I gave people, I don't know, a week or two notice. I think it was a week's notice saying I'm leaving this platform. If you want to be able to get a hold of me otherwise, other than this, reach out to me. We'll exchange contact information. 0 people responded. Now, it's probably because Facebook is such a algorithm-driven behemoth that nobody even saw the post, because why would you bother doing that? I think if Facebook worked the way it used to work, where it would just feed data from your friends in a way that's, in chronological order, I think a lot of people would have seen it and probably reached out. But my guess is nobody saw the post, even though I put it up there a couple of times. So that's kind of the situation. The sad reality is I haven't seen a lot of change. We should see change. We should open up our eyes. We should wake up a little bit. Wake up. Smell the coffee. Because it's a hard morning. So when we logged into Yahoo Mail account Friday, we were greeted with the privacy policy you see below. So Jason Kint had pointed to the policy earlier on Twitter. That's basically a Twitter post. And it oath notes that it has the right to read your emails, instant messages, posts, photos, and even look at your message attachments. It might even share that data with parent company Verizon too. So, let's see. So, basically, let's see. Oh, Lord. TechCrunch is part of this behemoth as well. That's exciting. AOL, Yahoo, Tumblr, Huffington Post, TechCrunch, and Engadget, I guess, are all listed under oath. Is that correct? I don't know. Here's from their system. New privacy and terms. This includes analyzing content and information when you use our services, including emails, instant messages, posts, photo attachments, and other communications linking to your activity on other sites and apps with information we have about you, and providing anonymized and or aggregated reports to other parties regarding user trends. Oath and its affiliates may share this information we receive with Verizon. And then there's a link to Verizon's practices as well. And you can either accept or I'll do this later. Now, the previous Yahoo policy had stated that Yahoo analyzes and stores all communications content, including email content. So the company has previously disclosed it's been able to scan the contents of your emails. And at least one of AOL's old privacy policies doesn't say anything like that. So this is kind of new to the AOL guy. When you dig further into O's policy about what it might do with your words, your photos, and attachments, the company clarifies it's utilizing automated systems to help the company with security, research, and providing targeted ads, and that those automated systems should strip out personally identifying information before letting any humans look at your data. But there's no explicit guarantees on that. If you're a full, consenting adult, maybe a married couple, traveling businessman, and you email some bad pictures to your wife or your husband, there's someone at Yahoo watching. The contents of your attachments. You ever send something with fairly sensitive data? It's going to strip out the personal identity. How do they know? How can they identify a string of numbers from a driver's license number, a social security number, especially since there's different formats people might use for that? How do you string out some names that are not normal or typical? Now, Google used to scan messages for better targeting, but they say they stopped it as of last year. Of course, they said they stopped it multiple times. They just keep getting caught with their pants down when the tide goes out. Whoops. Here's a fascinating paragraph from the policy. How does Oath treat information from financial institutions? Oath aims to offer products and services of interest to our users, and to that end, Oath may analyze user content around certain interactions with financial institutions. This enables Oath to build features which facilitates interactions with such institutions, as well as offer more relevant ads when users are served ads by the Oath network. Oath leverages information financial institutions are allowed to send over email, which are governed by regulations on which financial institutions may send over email to ensure user privacy. Regulated financial institutions are required to send sensitive information via other means, such as brokerage statements. In other words, they're gonna know what bank you're doing business with. They're gonna know what level of bank you do business with. They're going to know if you are, an online bank user or not. They're going to basically have a lot. I mean, okay, and think about this. I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again because it really bears repeating. Do not use secondary emails. Actually, I haven't said about secondary emails. That's like mostly phone numbers and stuff. But be very careful, I guess. New warning, I guess. My train of thought has went ahead of itself. Don't be using a Yahoo account, an AOL account, a Verizon account, anything attached to that company as a second-party email verification. For example, Proton Mail, you are able to, not required to, but are able to enter a secondary email address in case you get locked out of your account to send information. If you're utilizing one of these companies to send that private information, you have to assume that somebody else has the content of that email used to recover sensitive or private data. Do you know how many times banks and other companies will send via unencrypted email passwords to accounts, login details, last 4 digits of credit card numbers, all sorts of other information? These guys are able to read, scoop that up, and add it to the profile they have been building on you. And this is a company that, at least part of it, the Yahoo part of it, keeps getting hacked. They keep getting hacked. And it's been demonstrated how easy it is to dehash and de-anonymize somebody from this type of data. The article goes on here. In other words, emails related to your banking and financial transactions appear to be equally in the crosshairs of Oath's ad targeting engine. There appears to be another big change for Yahoo users too. Oath's previous mutual arbitration clause and class action waiver has been updated and extended across the company's service to include Yahoo as well. What this means is if you don't like what the company does with your data, you will have a very hard time suing. So here's another clip from it. We have added new privacy terms, key points and terms of service. We've added mutual arbitration clause. Hopefully disputes will never be an issue, but in the case of one, this allows third-party arbitrator to help us resolve them. Oh, don't you love how it's so worded to, it's so help. Never mind the fact that the arbitrator is bought, hired, paid for by Verizon. For the love of God, wake up, people. These provisions are an important part of our relationship with you. So when they keep on getting hacked because they don't care, you can't sue them. That's what the purpose is, buddy. Oh, Lord. In response to several specific questions related to the new privacy policy, an Oath spokesperson replied only with a statement: the launch of a unified Oath privacy policy in terms of service is a key to stepping stone to creating what's next for our consumers, while empowering them with transparency and controls over who. I haven't seen anything about how controls how your data is used. What does all this news speak? It's our, we're empowering you with transparency. That's not empowerment. That's informing the poor Israelites that we're going to send you to Auschwitz. Okay? Could they raise their hand and go, I don't want to go? We're just being transparent. Get on the train. None of this is necessary and unexpected behavior for a big tech company in 2018, and our collective expectation of privacy may be smaller than ever today. But in the post-Cambridge Analytica world, think twice before hitting that OK button. Now, here's the thing, though. At what point in time are we going to stop? If you are using an email controlled by oath, which AOL, Yahoo, definitely, probably Verizon, are you going to change your email providers? It's actually not that hard. Now, I did a video yesterday on protecting your online privacy. I talked more in depth about Proton Mail. I think I mentioned Start Mail. There's other options out there that aren't doing this. It might be worth buying an email platform. The other thing to consider for sure is self-hosting your email. It is worth the cost if you can pay it. But unfortunately, I'm starting to agree that privacy is indeed a thing for, it's a luxury. I just want to say rich, but I don't think you have to be rich at this point. Yeah, I think you'll get there. But privacy is a luxury. It is unfortunately becoming a luxury. When every company wants to scan your emails to build a better targeted advertising profile on you. And let me go ahead and recap here on this brief video why this is such a big deal. It's because when a company builds the level of profile they have, they can basically control you with psychology. They're figuring out the things that make you tick, the things that can drive you when you don't want to. And if you've ever tried to discipline yourself to withhold something, maybe you've gone on a diet, maybe you've tried to quit smoking, or Lord forbid you've tried to get off of drugs. You know the echoing, beckoning call of that thing you are despising. Just one more. Just come for this. If you are a consumer who's looking at your spending habits and saying, this is a little out of control, I need to do better here. But every corner you round is another ad for Starbucks, and you're trying to make your coffee at home. The titillation is enough to change our psychology, to correct it, to drive us into a direction we do not want to go. I do not object to fact-based marketing that informs you of a new product. I highly object when their final end game is to push the marketing ad so many times it compels you to buy. And by scanning the contents of your emails, all they're doing is grabbing more information, building more of a profile, collecting a lot of data, storing that data, and if not handing it over to a government or a hacker, utilizing it to coerce you to buy something you would not have otherwise bought. Do not click OK on this privacy policy. If you got one of these accounts, abandon ship. The rats are leaving, people. The rats are leaving. Get off this platform. Host your own email. Get a better email system. Go to Proton, Start Page. Go to Gmail. I don't want to say that. They're doing this because they know they can get away with it. Maybe 2% of users will leave. Maybe 2%. Guys, we need to see 85, 95% of the people say nope and close their accounts. Then these companies will smarten up. Well, I mean, they're smart. Maybe we'll smarten up, close the accounts. I'm glad I've never had an account with these people, and I have recommended to people many times on Yahoo accounts to leave the accounts, and I still know a lot of people with Yahoo accounts. Get off Yahoo. Get off AOL. Get off Verizon. This company is unscrupulous. They are scanning your contents. They are reading your contents. And after the AI thinks it might have scrubbed the data, other people will be able to look at it. Read this privacy policy. Well, thanks for making it to the end. You can help support the channel. You can get a t-shirt, coffee cups, travel mugs, things like that at shop.switch2linux.com. That's going to redirect you over to Spreadshirt. Today and tomorrow, I believe they're 17th and 18th of, April. There's 20% off everything on the store. So you can go ahead and do that if you catch the video in time. There's always new new sales and promotions going on over there, and I try and keep people up to date, so I don't always know. But anyway, I don't control those. But today, tomorrow, there's 20% off, and there might be something new in the store, by the way. You can also support me on Patreon, patreon.com/Tom M. That supports all 3 of my channels. And there's also, if you check out switch2linux.com/support, there's all of the ways to help support the channel are listed over there. So thanks for watching. Hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.